Back at it again, and it's been a while since we've checked out some Charlie Kirk. I think it's time we change it. But before we get into them, hit that like button, and if you're not subscribed to the channel already, hit that subscribe button down below and join the family. All right, join the family, and make sure you guys are following me on social media. Links are down below in the description box. Instagram, Twitter, Truth Social, Discord server, all of that good stuff is down below. And with that being said, let's dive in.
From your talk, I gathered that a big problem you have is the government representing the will of the people, and you believe it should do a better job at that, correct? If you say that, how can you support Donald Trump when he has lost the popular vote twice?
Oh,
Because we don't elect presidents using the popular vote.
facts.
No, it's okay. You gotta follow. Give her a follow.
Yes, but you said you have an issue with the government not representing the will of the people. So if you personally have an issue with that, then why do you support him if that is not the will of the people?
Right. So will and majority are two different things. Right. So are we a democracy?
Be careful.
You're not here. Are we a democracy?
Should we be?
No, but are we?
Why should we not be? Is that not a core fundamental point of
Most people would say yes to that question. Most people would say yes. And before I was completely informed, I would have said yes myself. But you see how she realized, hey, he's really about to get me here. So let me not answer that question. Let's run it back.
You're not here. Are we a democracy?
Hold on. What did the guy say in the background?
You're not here. Are we a democracy?
should we be?
No, but are we?
Why should we not be? Is that not a core fundamental point of American society?
No. Has democracy appeared anywhere in the Constitution?
I mean, that is genuinely a valid point. However, your point of the government should represent the people, why is it that democracy is not in the Constitution, or why is it that you believe that the will of the majority is not as important as the will of the minority if your issue specifically is the government should represent the people better?
Good question. So we believe in the Electoral College. Why? Because Kansas deserves a voice. Because Missouri deserves a voice. And it's the most important way I could distill it is the union we have is the states created it, the federal government didn't create it. So the kind of price of admission is every state gets 2 senators, congressmen based on population, and then electoral votes based on that population. So you kind of get a mix of both. And it's also this tension. And I would ask the question, if we abolished the Electoral College, do you think that the needs, wants, and interests of Missouri, Kansas, Iowa, North, South Dakota, Montana would be taken as seriously as New York and California? That would be my question to you.
Nope.
Do you believe?
Nope. We would be a far left poop hole. Could you imagine this entire country being run the way Gavin runs California? Or, excuse me, not California, California. Sorry. Slip of the tongue. Said that wrong. California. I'm sorry. California is long gone. Could you imagine the entire country being run that way? I would lose my mind. Absolutely lose my mind. Like, I would genuinely start looking up places to move to. Legit. And I know a lot of people talk about, oh yeah, I'm going to leave the country. Like, no. I'm not BSing. I am not BSing. If Gavin reigned over the U.S. and ran the U.S. the same way he's running California, oh, man. Hey, how many of y'all staying? Let me know in the comment section, please. Let me know. I'm not.
That some citizens are more valuable than others, because in our current system, some people's votes hold more sway than others, because people in like Wyoming who have smaller populations have more say than places like here in Missouri and Kansas. Why is this acceptable if it's, again, your issue is the will of the people?
Because we're not a democracy. So a democracy is simple majoritarianism. So let me give you an example. In a democracy, by
Constitutional
up
Republic.
or down vote, you could say, I want to enslave black people.
Yeah.
A constitutional republic says, no, you're going to have to go through a process to do that. So let me ask you a question. Do you think the majority of the will of the people could ever be wrong?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. So The founding
Honest.
fathers knew it could almost assuredly be wrong, right? So the system of a republic versus a democracy is it has to be slow and arduous and intentional because it has a preference on liberty, right, not on free stuff. And so over a period of time, how do you best protect liberty? Well, you got to spread over all the representation over space and time, right? So you do it over a lot of states, a lot of square miles, a lot of acreage, and it takes a lot of time to take over the federal government, right? You have to win an election, and then an election, and an election. It's not impossible. We eradicated slavery. We gave women the right to vote. So it's possible to get change done. But the founding fathers were less concerned about getting progress done really quickly, and they were more concerned with the government doing bad stuff too quick.
So yeah, having a constitutional republic is definitely a lot better than living in a true democracy. Even though, you know, I feel like growing up, a lot of people called it a democracy, which is kind of interesting because it's not a democracy. And you see people on the left, Biden and everyone, threat to democracy. We don't live in a democracy. We live in a constitutional republic. But anyway, I will give the young lady a little bit of credit because she admitted basically when she was wrong. So I'll give her a little bit of credit there. Because that's not, I mean, obviously, you know, she was a little snarky. But based on some of the things that we have seen in the past, she was a lot better, right? At least there was a conversation that could be had there. And there wasn't just a bunch of yelling and screaming and storming off, you know, which is why I used to always say, you know, when the facts come out, they run because that's what we would always see. So even though she was a little bit snarky, I do respect the fact that she stood there and could admit and she was wrong when he made a good point. She acknowledged it, you know. That's what we need to get back to across the board. But of course, people on the left, they don't like that. They don't want that. They don't want conversations because, and I've said this before, because their stances can't stand up to debate. They just can't because they don't make any type of sense. So they have to force it on people or force people to feel bad about, you know, this or that. Oh, well, you're a horrible person if you don't follow along with this. But anyway, let's jump into this next video here. I've got another one that I want to check out with you guys with Charlie Kirk. Let's dive into it.
That's the scientific method. You're an idiot. You don't know anything.
I don't. Is that why you're afraid to be on camera?
Okay, you know why you're an idiot? You're an idiot because...
I'm an idiot because...
Because you trust your politicians over the scientific...
No,
You're liars.
What have I lied about?
You trust... Like everything you say.
Name one thing I lied about.
Everything.
Name one.
Everything.
Name one.
All of them.
Name one.
No.
Name one.
One. That fact you keep saying name one. And if I name one, does that prove that you're a liar?
No, name one thing I've lied about.
That...
You can't.
They do that all the time. You know, we've seen that time and time again. Oh, there's just so many things. I can't even think of it. Okay. Name one thing. Just one. Just one. Everything. Okay. Give me one thing. Just one. You don't have to go through the whole list. Just one. You can't name one? It's a recurring thing with these folks.
Can't, can you?
Quit interrupting me. That's your stupid bullshit tactic. Yeah, you said there's no such thing as white privilege. Thank you.
There is no such thing as white privilege. It's
Yeah, there
racist
is.
and a lie. Prove it.
You prove it. Prove it.
Fine. Asian Americans are the richest people in America.
You made it plain.
Asian Americans are the richest people in America per race. Indian Americans are the second richest.
Okay, wealth doesn't mean power in every
So,
single
do you believe in Asian American privilege?
Hey, wealth doesn't mean power and privilege.
Do you believe in Asian American privilege?
I believe that there are a few people of certain...
I love how he ignored the guy that was trying to butt in the whole time. Charlie Kirk is a cold brother, man. He is a cold brother. I mean, just stone cold ignored the crap. Didn't even look his way. Oh, man. Can we watch that back? Can we watch that back? Run that back. Run that back.
Richest people in America per race. Indian Americans are the second richest.
Okay, wealth doesn't mean power in every
So,
single
do you believe in Asian American privilege?
Hey, wealth doesn't mean power and privilege.
Do you believe in Asian American privilege?
I'm sorry. That's just hilarious, though. Didn't even look at him. Didn't look at him at all. He was trying hard to get his point in. Charlie Kirk gave him the finger wave like the King Bay Matumbo. No.
I believe that there are a few people of certain races who have gotten very, very wealthy based on trade, based on the economic system that we have. I also believe that as a white man, I historically have an advantage over people who are of a color that is not my skin color. This can be...
I would love to ask this guy, what advantage do you have over me? What advantage do you have over me? Please tell me. Because I believe anything that I want to do, I can do it. And I feel like for a white person to tell me that I can't is, I don't know, I feel like that's quite racist, isn't it? I'm just saying, that's what it sounds like he's saying. Because of skin color, he's just going to always have an advantage over me. I don't believe that. What makes you think that you're better than me? See, these folks don't want to debate with me. I'm going to make them feel foolish. I'm just saying. I'm just getting warmed up.
This is evident from the slave trade, all the way up to Reconstruction, and all the way up to Jim Crow laws. I assume, based on your facial expression, that you have a retort. I'm going to go ahead and let you make it.
So did we treat Asian Americans well in the 1940s and 50s?
We sure didn't.
So then how did they overcome that?
They overcame that through
Were they privileged?
having to work harder than white people.
Oh, so they worked harder and they were rewarded for it 60 years later.
How about people that work hard for like 350 years and didn't get any resources? Yeah.
Hold on, what's that guy saying?
Work hard for like...
Rewarded for it 60 years later.
How about people that work hard for like 350 years and didn't get any resources? Yeah.
Like who?
Slaves.
Yeah, slaves.
What do you mean? Do you know anyone that's ever owned a slave?
Do I know anyone that's ever owned a slave?
Yes.
What does that have to do with that?
It has a lot to do with it.
What does that have to do with like...
Because if you make three big choices in America, you're guaranteed not to live in poverty. You know what those three choices are? Get married before you have kids, get a job, and graduate high school. You know what community does that at the highest rate? Asian Americans. That's why they're successful. We live in a meritocracy. You make good choices, you will be rewarded for those choices. Irrelevant of your skin color. So when you say white privilege exists, good choice privilege exists.
Ooh. Drop the mic. Good choice privilege exists. I agree. And how long, and this is my question, I'm not going to make this too long, but this is my question to anybody and everybody that continuously brings up slavery. And it's not just, white liberals, but it's also, I've heard black people bring that up as well. How long are you going to hold on to something that you never experienced? How long are you going to use that as an excuse for your lack of achievement? How long? 600 years, 700 years, 800 years, 1,000 years? You're just going to continually point back, hey, look, see, back there, they went through this, so that's why I'm here. No, you are where you are because of the person that you see every morning in the mirror when you brush your teeth. That is the only person that is responsible for where you are in life. You make choices and decisions. Now, if you want to talk about where people start in life, yeah, of course, we all have different starting points. It's called life. Get used to it. Not everything is 100% fair, right? Some people grow up in a rich family. Some people grow up in middle class. Some people grow up dirt poor. I don't care. Like Charlie Kirk said, you make good choices and decisions, you are rewarded for those good choices and decisions. Come on. Like, this stuff is just absolutely ridiculous. Every time somebody brings up slavery, it's just so cringe-worthy. It's just so cringe. Stop using that as a crutch. You didn't experience it. Your parents didn't experience it. Your grandparents didn't experience it. Nobody you know went through it. So why are we even talking about it? Do y'all get frustrated hearing that same argument over and over again too? I mean, it's just like, it's sad. It is sad. Oh, I'm where I am because my ancestors back there they went through some horrible stuff. That's why I'm still laying on the ground, helpless. Man. Anyway, I'm done with this. Y'all let me know what you thought about this sad one in the comment section below. Like, share, comment. Hit that subscribe button before you go. Peace and love. I'm out.